All right, we're going to go ahead and get started on Cad46. All right, so once again, go to New, get your template. All right, now this one is going to be metric, so we got to make a few changes, okay? So let's go ahead and go here, modify. All right, we go to primary units, just 0, okay? Fit, once again, since it's metric, 25.4. And that should be it on those. All right, so we'll close that. Now we're set. Now, so that all of my lines and all that's going to look good, I'm going to go ahead and hit LTS and set that to 25.4 as well. We may change that number later, but that's what we're going to start with. Okay, so all we got to do now is draw our stuff. So we're going to start with the top view of this, okay? So we're going to start with a 60 by 70 rectangle. All right, so bottom's going to be 60, tab, and 70. That's going to be big. So we're going to zoom out a little bit, and I'm going to move that up. All right, now I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So there's our thing. So we're going to do some offsets. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to offset 15. So offset 15. Now, you see how that happened? Now, what we want to do, we go ahead and undo that. And the reason why it happens is because this is all one piece. So we're going to explode it. There we go. Now we can offset our 15, and it will just do this one line. Okay? Now, the next one we're going to offset is a 10, and that'll be the top line. So we'll offset 10, and there we go. Now, next offset is going to be 35. So offset 35. And then the last offset we're going to do is 20. And we'll go, the bottom line goes up 20. Okay. Now, this line that comes down here starts here because it's 60 degrees. So make sure that Pac-Man here is set for 30 degrees. Do a line. Start here. And we want to get 60 off of this. So that's 30, and that's 60. And we'll just bring it across here. Now, fillet command. Make sure our radius is 0. We'll just pick this line here. Remember, pick what you want to keep, okay? And then we'll just trim this. And we're going to do our fillet command again. Pick here and here. Now, I'm going to change this to a center line because we're going to use that in a minute, okay? All right, now, I'm looking at that and I'm thinking I might want to change my LTS, my line type scale. Let's go 12.7, which is half of what we had. That looks better. All right. Now, we're going to offset 35. And I'm going to change that as well to a center line. Okay. Now I got my circles and their diameters, 20 and 10. So there's my 20. And there's my 10. Now, that's where I'm going to trim off. So, cutting edge, pick that, and then pick around it. And there we go. So there's my circles. There's my hole. I've got everything pretty much covered on my top view. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Now remember, this is metric, so when I do my construction line, I'm coming down 40, okay? There's my spacing. Okay, back to object line. Now, we're going to go over 35. So we just line up with this, right? And this is going to get down 20, okay? So that means we have to come back over here to Pac-Man, set it to 10. There's 10, there's 20. We can line it with this. 0, 10, 20. All right, total depth of this thing is going to be 35. So down 35, go across, line up with this, and up we go. So there's that space. Now, the bottom little thing of this thing is 5 up. Okay, so we're going to offset this 5 up. we go. Now, this depth, where this is at, is coming down. You go 15 from here up. Had to look at it for a second. 15. And there's that. Okay. Now, this is what's known as a spot-faced hole. That means it's got one hole that goes a certain depth, and then another hole that goes the rest of the depth. Usually, the larger hole goes to small depth, and then the smaller hole goes to longer depth, which is, you know, really confusing to say, but that's the way it works. Now, these are the only two views we need of this, so let's go ahead and change over. We've got our hidden lines that we have to do. So I'm going to line up here, and this is only 5 deep, and it'll be 20. Hold on, let me undo that. I didn't get straight. There we go. 5, 20. That was our diameter. And back up. Now I'll zoom back out. I'm going to line up with the inside hole. Come down to the very bottom and then go back up. And then I can grab that, copy one side of the circle to the other side of the circle. And that shows that line. Now, actually we do have to do all 3 views because we have to show that tab that comes down here. So, back to construction line. And that's going to come over 40. And then back to object lines. Now, we're going to start here, but that's going to get cut low. And now, that's the thing, that's where we're going there. And that's going to come all the way across, and that's what, 70? Okay, so 70. And go all the way back up, and come over. And we have this line. Now, that's going to go almost all the way, okay? It's going to come over 60 and then go up. All right, now, I'm going to bring a line over here, 25, and go down 5. Come over 20, and go back up. Then I'm going to do fillet. It's still set to 0, and I'm going to do those 2. And there's my, my little notch. All right. Now I can get rid of these 2. Now, this corner is going to be 20 away from there, okay? So I'm going to offset 20. Because that's that distance here, so that'll be the distance here. Trim off on here, trim off on this. That's where that is going to start. Now, this is 35 from this side. So I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to do a construction line. I'm going to come up. Doesn't matter how far, but it does need to be straight. So I'm going to come over 35, and then we're going to go down. Now, that line is going to come to here, okay? And this line is going to trim off. And I really need to draw that straight. So, we'll try that again. There we go. That's where that line is going to come to. Now, I need to figure out how long this line is. 44, whatever. Okay. That's actually how long it's going to be. So, not a 35. Whoop. Erase something I didn't mean to erase. That's why undo's here. What we're going to do is we're just going to copy. We're going to offset. We're going to pick two points. We're going to pick this point and this point. That's how far we want to offset this line. Okay, so that's where we're starting. Okay. So, We're going that far with it. So I don't need this line. We'll do that one as well. We'll just offset, pick a point, touch that, drag over, pick a point. That's perfect. It's the same distance. Okay. So once we get to that point, that's where it starts going down 20 degrees. So what we'll do, hold on a second. Yeah. What we'll do is we'll bring a line from here down to there. And where that intersects, that's where we're bringing our line across. Okay, so there's our point. Now, go back to object lines. And we'll do that. So now I can fill it between these two. And fill it between these two. Can delete that one. I didn't go far enough. There we go. Right to there. And now we can delete that line. So there is what that's going to look like from the side. That's kind of complicated, I know, but it is what it is. So now I'm going to grab this, copy, and I'm going to line up with this hole and come all the way down to here. That's going to be my first point, and then I'm going to go to the midpoint of this, and that's where that's going to be. All right, so there's my 3. All right, so now all I got to do is dimension them, right? Well, that's not so hard. Dimensions. And we'll do linears because we got a lot of linears. One there. One there. And line it up with that. Now we're going to move the 10 in between there. And then we'll do one all the way. 1, 2. All right. Then we're going to do one this way. And then we're going to do one in, oops, always go to the outside corners. And grab that, pull it in between. And then the last one, across the top. And we'll do one here. And then we'll do our diameters. One for this one. And one for this one. And then we're going to have some linears here. And then we got to get our angle in there, so angular. inside that one, and then our last one, we'll just go all the way across. And that is it. So hit your view cube, center it, save your drawing. This is Cad46, so save. Cad46. And of course print. Don't forget, when you print, to set this to monochrome. Say yes, and set this to AutoCAD PDF, center your plot, preview it, make sure everything's good to go, and hit your print button. Cad46 will be what you turn in. And that completes Cad46. Little confusing, but you know, if you need to, back up and rewatch and all that, and you'll get it. It's really not that hard once you've gone through it a couple of times. And we will see you for Cad47 in the next video.